Hi, I'm Bobby Peer with TAPinto, and I'm here with Dr. Matthew Winke from Total Health in Berkeley Heights. Welcome, Dr. Winke. How are you
Thank you.
today?
Thank you, Bobby. I'm doing great. How are you?
Good, good. So you're with Total Health, who does a lot of, they do a lot of holistic medicine, and what you do is acupuncture. So with acupuncture, it's turning into a really popular method of healing. Can you tell me why acupuncture has gotten so popular over the past few years?
Yeah, acupuncture's becoming very popular because it's, first of all, it's very effective, um, little or no side effects. It's affordable, and most insurances now are accepting or covering acupuncture. Um, and patients feel great afterwards, and it's creating word of mouth. And it's worked for thousands of years, and there's a reason for that. And yeah, I mean, it's just it works, and that's why it's catching on.
Oh, how, if you could just kind of walk me through the process, how does it help the patients and how often do
Mhm.
patients need to come for the treatment?
So acupuncture can help in a lot of different ways. So it's a very broad question. You know, 80% of people seek acupuncture for pain relief.
Okay.
That's what most people walk in the door for, and that's what most insurances are accepting right now. Um, and it can also treat mental emotional issues. It can treat chronic disease. Um, and acupuncture is actually only one branch of Chinese medicine. So, you know, a lot of acupuncturists are also licensed in herbal medicine, which you actually have to do more education for. And that works like with as an adjunct to acupuncture. So the patient comes and gets the acupuncture, and then we send them home with herbs, and they can take the herbs in between these sessions. So they're getting treatment, continuously, and patients really like that, So and then there's also um, Tui Na, which is a form of Chinese massage we do.
Okay.
There's cupping, which is becoming very popular. If you know Michael Phelps, and a lot of athletes now are doing cupping for muscle recovery.
I was going to say, is that for inflammation or why
Uh,
would you get?
yeah, basically that it can be used a few different ways. It can actually be used for the common cold, even because we can heat the cups up. We put it over the lung point, and it helps open up the lungs if someone has like a common cold. But it's more used right now for um, it. Basically, what it does is it creates a negative pressure on the skin, and it pulls up all the muscles and tissues. And what that does is it increases circulation into the muscle, and it also releases all of the stuck tissue. So basically, it loosens everything, creates that circulation, and it actually detoxes the soft tissue. So it pulls up any toxins in the muscle to the surface of the body, and it allows the body to then flush it out. So
Wow.
sometimes you'll see those marks on the body, and what that is that's the stagnant blood, we call it, that's been stuck in the muscle. And we're pulling that up, letting the body flush it out. And then over time, the more you do the cupping, actually those marks disappear. They don't even appear anymore because you're actually cleaning the tissue. So that's something we do with the acupuncture, actually.
Wow. So people, once they go through these processes, feel so much better.
Oh yeah. Over the if someone gets acupuncture regularly for a good month, it's like night and day. They feel completely different because we've opened up the whole muscular structure, and we've regulated the nervous system with the acupuncture, and we're just bringing people back into homeostasis.
Wow.
And,
Now,
mhm.
how long are the sessions?
So a typical session is about 45 minutes. So you'll come in, you'll talk to your acupuncturist for about 15 minutes. Um, Usually they'll take your pulse, and which tells the practitioner about the state of the internal organs. We also look at the tongue, not so much now because of COVID, but the shape of the tongue, the coating of the tongue, the color of the coat. Are there cracks in the tongue? We can tell the fluid physiology. We can tell if there's heat or cold, we call it in Chinese medicine. So we can do a lot of diagnosis with the pulse in the tongue, and that helps the acupuncture treatment and then also the prescription of the herbal medicine.
Wow.
Yeah, and yeah.
I just learned something that you really can diagnose through.
Yes, that's a big part of it. A lot of it, Chinese medicine is based on observation and pattern differentiation. So we look at symptoms. And so the Chinese developed over thousands of years. They saw patients over time and they noticed these patterns. And once they found these patterns, they found different point combinations or different herbal formulas to treat the particular pattern that continuously presents itself, for thousands of years.
Wow. And I was going to ask, and we were in an unprecedented year this past year, obviously, with COVID. Mm-hmm. How has that impacted acupuncture? Like, I guess what I'm asking is, it's I guess a little less invasive with, and I'm not positive about the process because I've never had acupuncture. So have you seen a rise in acupuncture since COVID, or are people starting to come now because people are vaccinated? Like how did that all work with you during COVID?
Yeah, I worked through the whole pandemic. Funny enough, at the peak of the pandemic, it was very busy because people have been really seeking the acupuncture for the stress relief because they've been cooped up in their house. They don't want to get a massage because they didn't want to have someone, that close to them.
Right.
So people can come in, get the needles, then they're by themselves, so they can relax. So that, the stress relief has really been a major part of acupuncture with COVID. But now that we're kind of near the end of the pandemic, I definitely am seeing a lot of people that have had COVID and are coming in with a lot of neurological problems. So the COVID, is creating that brain fog,
exactly,
muscle aches, chronic cough, things like that. I've had a lot of success with acupuncture, kind of just bringing the patient back to homeostasis. And also with the herbs too.
Okay. Yeah, because you hear, you want people to recover 100% after having COVID, but you hear the few cases, actually it's several, that have long lasting effects from COVID. And it does seem like it's chronic, like it could be. I think there's so many unknowns. So the acupuncture can help those chronic conditions.
Definitely. Because after that virus has been through the body, the body is weakened, and the acupuncture, we call it tonification. So we can use certain points that boost the energy, or we can do points that help with the cough, the headaches. Mm-hmm. So we can actually give them relief without them having to take some kind of pharmacological medication that could create more problems or more side effects. And that's another big reason why acupuncture is really popular, is because it gets results without, no harm done. You know what I mean? That's really the great part about it.
Great. I love the cupping and the removing of the toxins. I think that's fascinating. So thank you for all this information, and I'd love to continue the conversation at another time.
Sure. Yeah, definitely. You should come get a treatment too.
I could use a lot from Total Health, believe me. I'll be in. So thank you again. Have a great day.
All right, Bobby. Thank you. Yeah.